Dr. Marty McCary, the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, otherwise known as Obamacare, protects patients from bad insurance companies, but it doesn't protect them from bad doctors and hospitals. How extensive a problem is that?
Well, bad quality in healthcare has been going on for a long time and is going to continue to go on even after the Affordable Care Act. We're only now measuring the system with the first-time vital signs of medical mistakes and overtreatment. And the stats are staggering. The New England Journal of Medicine, the Joint Commission, these are reliable organizations in healthcare, are saying that 1 in 4 patients are harmed from a medical mistake, and 20 to 30% of all medications, tests, and procedures are unnecessary. So there's a wide variation in the quality of medical care in the U.S., and that is the defining issue of our healthcare system. And our healthcare systems are a defining issue of our era.
Well, there's been a big push to digitize patient records. What about using technology to track bad doctors?
That's exactly what we're seeing now. There's a revolution in healthcare to use electronic healthcare records, as well as all of these new ways we measure quality in hospitals, readmission rates, infection rates, surgical complication rates. I mean, we've got doctors groups now that have a nurse stationed at a hospital that goes through the records and looks up complications according to standardized doctor-endorsed methods. Now, this information is tracked. There are over 200 national registries that collect patient outcomes around the country, only 3 of which make their outcomes public.
Now, will all these changes make visiting a doctor or a hospital more affordable, which is supposedly another thing that Obamacare is supposed to take care of?
No one knows the answer to that, but I really believe unless we get at the huge expensive problem of medical mistakes and the 20 to 30% of healthcare that's unnecessary, we're going to be fooling ourselves if we think we're going to cut healthcare costs. And the public is frustrated. They're seeing their health insurance premiums go up on average 9% per year. They've been told a lot of promises, and they're getting angry, and the docs are getting angry too.
Well, transparency should increase choice, and choice should lower costs. However, when it comes to visiting a doctor or a hospital, a lot of times people don't have the choice because you go where the ambulance takes you or where they'll take your insurance. So how does this affect what you're saying?
Well, that's exactly right, Greg. People walk in blind into our healthcare system. I mean, this is 1/5 of the U.S. economy, and the free market is functioning at the wrong level of competition. People are choosing their hospital based on how easy the parking is, or the billboards they saw. I mean, these are not good reasons. Patients are telling me why they chose to come to our hospital. They need to choose a hospital based on what's on Hospital Compare, the outcomes, the infection rates, the complications, the volumes, the percent of procedures that are done minimally invasive, which is vastly underutilized. ZocDoc, a lot of other companies now are saying, let's extract this information and make it user-friendly.
So for patients who are worried out there about visiting a bad doctor, what's the first thing they should do?
Well, from a consumer standpoint, you got to get a second opinion anytime you're going to have something major done. The research now shows 30% of the time the second opinions are different from the first opinion. You got to go to the websites, you got to check out the less invasive option, you got to see if you got that chemistry with the doc, and you've got to do the research on the best options because the docs won't tell it to you 15 to 20% of the time, depending on the study you look at.